Hey guys, what's going on? F by my pawn here, and welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Since we last left off, if I do recall correctly, we had just managed to do the interludable prison. Mind you, we still have a little bit more to do there in the future, but we will cover that in a bit, because that will be covered when we've done our research and a few other things. However, for this stream, what we're going to be doing is we are probably going to be going over to complete the draconic mythic quest, which is just to return all those various quests that we've collected thus far, and we'll go from there. But I digress. Without further ado, let's get into things and see what happens, because we've got quite a bit to do. Now, something I do hope with all this questing that I've done thus far is that there is no time limit involving the quests that I've been doing thus far, but I don't know, it's hard to say. It does appear that we've got some urgent reports and a masquerade festival to cover, so that is another thing that we'll have to cover in due time, but hopefully that won't take too long. Healing a Kindred. And we've got one more day on studying the unusual crystal before we update our knowledge stuff. There appears to be a place of execution, so we'll go there, and then next we will make our way over to the Blooming Meadow, and then we teleport, I guess. But before that, let's go to army values here. Let's see. Okay, defensive B is working well. I guess we can go into here. Yeah, let's go into campaign here. We can recruit a whole bunch of people, though. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, we'll recruit some rangers. We can choose between slingers, druids, and hedge knights. Let's go with some druids and hedge knights. There we go. We've got Hell Knights, we've got Paladins, we've got Students of Stone, and Clerics of Cade and Gillian. Sorcerers are in the offensive B here. We can get the Cuirassiers, the Axe Hunters, and Assassins. Alright, so Axe Hunters in one group. The Cuirassiers. And then the Assassins. This will be one group that we send to the front lines. We're going to have them meet up with this group here. So off they go to their new position. These guys will start making their way across. Okay, I can't go any farther than that. Defensive B is going to need more Hound Masters, so... Let's see. What have we got here? We've got some Hedge Knights, got a bunch of Shield Bearers that we can take positions. We've got also Rangers. If we take out the Duelists, we could probably replace them with somebody a bit more tanky if we so desire, but we don't really need to do that. I suppose if I push for it, I can get more Rangers, which would be a bit more of a potent group for one of my defensive units. And then we've got Shield Bearers, which we can increase. If we go with Hedge Knights as well, we could also increase that. Let's do a quick search so that way we can replace this group. There we go. Now we got bandits. Although I'm not sure whether that's better or not. I suppose they are decent in their own way because of their range, but that's about it. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to buy resources. We'll go with 20k. That should be good enough. Alright, and then we will buy these guys. There we go. It's not enough to purchase anything more than that, but that's perfectly fine. So what I'll do now is replace one of these groups with Hedge Knights here. We keep the Rangers because that will increase our numbers there. And we will send them over to Defensive Unit A. So yeah, this group goes into Defensive Unit A. And then we're left with 2 more armies here. We've got 52 Shield Bearers, Hardened Veterans, and Druids. The Hardened Veterans are nice, but they are pretty... They're pretty strong, but at the same time, they don't really have much going for them either. In numbers, I mean. Alright, but with that, we will then move these guys over to here. And let's see, Defensive Unit A. I think this is a situation where we can meet them halfway. So we're going to send Defensive Unit A over. Alright, and Defensive B begins to go over here, I guess. Alternatively, I could just quickly replace some units here, but I don't think that's the way to go. Okay, let's save under Stream 63. There we go. I'm not sure whether this is enough, but we can certainly try. Alright, let's do this. Let's deal with the army that's charging in. confident that we can do something here, so it's not a huge ordeal. I mean, we can summon allies, so there you go. Alternatively, fireball, so... Okay, let's reduce their turns. Summon Beer Elemental, Drunken Prowess, and Drunken Luck. Summon a Beer Elemental. Okay. Alright, let's throw the Beer Elementals in. And we'll start hucking flame spells at them. We'll start with the cultist fighters. That brings them down significantly. Well, now we do a Scorching Ray on this group here, because this group is going to slowly whittle themselves down. Let's just guarantee the kill here. There we go. Summon another Drake here. Do a here. We'll then do a Drake here. And these guys are just gonna have a rough day, no matter what, so let's summon another Drake here. We'll have this guy move over here. And then we're just going to start spamming breath weapons. And this will be our way of doing absolute domination. And because of the beer elemental, the stun will just last forever. So there you go. Oh. I was not able to use another pet drake, so I guess that's the max. The power of spam, though. I guess it might just be limited to how many we can control. I don't know. It's a very specific situation here. But at least we can whittle this guy down now, and it should be easy enough. Oops. I mean, I guess I could just spam it like this. Yeah, no, I just do it this way. Let's do another ray. This will reduce it down even farther. There we go. A scorching ray to reduce them even farther. And this should be the last set. There we go. Just a combination of attacks and attacks and attacks, and we are good. There we go. Our defense was successful, and our reorganization of army has slowly started to increase our power, so there you go. Alright, campaign. Let's see. To increase our call to arms amount, we do need to handle that. Ideally, we want to specify one type of group of dragon, but honestly, 3 types of dragon types that we increase in power is probably the best. That said, I could just ditch the whole sorcerer idea and give her champions as well. And then just constantly increase her powers by using call to arms. At that point, I may as well upgrade these hardened veterans into something else, but I digress. There is also something else that we've got to do when we get back to base. But that is a worry for future me. For now, let's go to the place of execution. This is sure to have its own troubles here and there. We'll go from there. Let's go see what's going on. We'll save here. Off we go. Now, if you were to have corrupted Arushale, I believe, she would be around here with all these Babao. But thankfully, she is not, because we didn't go through the route of corrupting her this time. But if you did choose to corrupt her, she would be here with all the groups here. So keep that in mind if you're planning to recruit her again. As an evil entity, that is. Charge you. Here we go. That hurt. Good thing we're built different. Ah. 5 foot back. Thankfully, the breath weapon goes on hard. There we go. That's a nice juicy 91 damage. Reduced, mind you, but that's fine. Let's see. Focus on the clavicus. He is currently shaken. This guy isn't, but that's fine. Back up a little bit. Alright, the Valor Marauders now on the case here. Let's see. He is immune to shaken, but that's fine. Let's see, we either go with the breath weapon, which doesn't deal enough damage, I don't think. He's got a high reflex, but at the same time... What is our current level? We are level 29 with Gestalt. So that is 29 Oh. That is 29 plus half our mythic rank, which is 7, I think. I'm not sure if it's rounded up or down. It's technically 16. So, yeah, it'd be 8. So, 29 plus 8, that's not bad for what it is, but we can do more with our full attack, I think. Besides, we get some sneak attacks if we're lucky. I guess I could do a breath weapon, there's no harm. Yeah, it's only 89 damage, so we're better off just full attacking. In this instance, anyways. I mean, I guess I could just let him full attack me in turn, and then we just full attack back. There goes some strength, but that's fine. Here comes the Brock Assassins. Okay, now it's going to be worth to actually breath weapon. There we go. We'll 5 foot back. Breath weapon them all. There we go. And then we'll deal with the Vrock's Assassins. Okay. Let's turn that off. Let's activate this, so that way we get the bonus. And once they start attacking us, well, we just take advantage of the full attack that we get. And I am stunned. Lovely. Is what I would say if I didn't get immediately removed from the stun. So that's good. There we go. Another juicy 83 damage. Throw down this. The stun. Oh, there you go. Well, that's wacky. Okay, I guess we got lucky on the stun there. And now we just deal with the Rock Assassin here, who's now stunned, and then we just ruin their day. There you go. They try and get up, but fail, and there we go. Off they go. For our troubles, we get nothing too crazy, just a +1 Unholy Longsword, but there's a few other things around. How is our strength looking? We suffered a -2, which is easy enough to fix. If we just unpolymorph here, we can use Lesser Restoration here. This cures our strength loss. We can then polymorph back into Gold Dragon form here. There we go. I mean, there's no reason for us to not take Fighter level 20, so that is our go-to. We've already got Slayer as the focal point here. And until Slayer has been decided, well, once Slayer has been completed, then we can move on to a more cast-focused upgrade, I guess. But for now, let's focus on Fighter Mutation Warrior here. Okay, upgrade the statistics there. Where else do we invest? Let's bring this up to 22. And let's bring up our knowledge to 23s. Alright, weapon mastery. We choose one weapon, such as longsword, great axe, or longbow, and any attack made with that weapon automatically confirm all critical threats and have their damage multiplier increased by 1. In addition, you cannot be disarmed while wielding the weapon of this type, so we just go with natural, and we go with the typical, which is claw. So our claws are now doing 3 times crits. We also automatically confirm critical threats, which we already do to begin with, so that's not as good, but that's perfectly fine. As for advanced weapon training, well, we've already got plenty of that, so there's no harm in, yeah. Let's see, fighter finesse, nope. Don't need fire tactics, effortless dual wielding, nope. Alright. If we ever meet Rikarth and Sendri, I'll show you guys about that, but for now, we don't really worry about them just yet. Let's see. We need 2 of the following features. I think it's time that we take a critical feat. Let's see. As for what we choose, I guess that really depends on us, huh? I mean, we do have stunning criticals, so it's just a choice of what sort of critical feat we want to take next. Alternatively, we go Hammer the Gap, which is each consecutive hit against the same opponent deals extra damage equal to the number of previous consecutive hits. It the damage can be multiplied on a critical hit, it does seem. I am tempted to swap to Hammer the Gap at this point, because we might start getting more attacks compared to our current natural attacks. But it's a hard maybe here. For now, though... It may seem odd, but I think Tyrant Critical is actually better here. Yeah, Fatigue makes it so enemies can't charge. But what does Exhaust do? Enemies move at half speed, cannot charge, and take a -6 to Strength and Dex. Okay, so it's not as good. Preferably, Blinding Critical is still good. Yeah, because at least with Blinding Critical, it's another way to make enemies flat-footed. Playing Critical is also optional here, because it just reduces natural armor bonus for enemies. But no, Blinding Critical is better here. Alright, we'll go with Blinding Critical then. We'll make sure not Blinding Critical is active, but Stunning Critical is still active. Yes, it is a dump feat temporarily, but it will matter in the future to have. Okay, let's go see what else is here. Some eggs. Got some loot here. In the form of a potion of resist cold, which is honestly just stuff at this point. But we do manage to get the purple slab, which is part of the next puzzle, which is the main reason we came here. There is the Sturdy Snoot, which is a good mobility boost and athletics boost. If it's worn by an animal companion, it also grants a 3 dodge bonus to AC against range attacks, which is also nice. So yeah, if you've got an animal companion, which we technically can have, we can secure it that way, or get upgrades that way. Technically, we could also spam animal companions, I believe. I'm not 100% certain whether that's a plausible thing, but we can certainly try. I am mildly curious to see whether that's possible or not, to get multiple animal companions in a bulk. But if we can, that'd be hilarious. Oh, there's someone on the road, though. Let's be ready. We'll save. I'm sure it's going to be something of interest. At the very least, if it is a merchant, that would be nice. But, who knows, really, right? Unexpected sounds break the menacing, monotonous atmosphere of the whirlwind. Business-like chatter, the lazy neighs of ponies, and the clatter of instruments, and rising above anything else, a rather expressive voice. A flying ship! How would you even think of proposing such a thing? Next you'll tell me we should travel by portals or streak across the sky in winged chariots. And don't look at me like that. I know what you mean. That this cart has experienced things you wouldn't see in your worst nightmare. That it's time to retire and put its wheels up beside the fire, axles creaking, as it tells its cart grandchildren stories of its wild youth, that I can afford more reliable transportation than this wreck. To this I will say that great explorers and discoverers set out on their expeditions on foot. They didn't complain about it. Yet you can't even survive comfortable ground-based travel in ordinary cars. And with that, the owner of the expressive voice turns to you and nods, as if he didn't expect to see anyone else. Jubilus Northrop. I'm just passing through. The name is familiar to you. Northropal is an eccentric gnome scholar from Absalom. Traveler, explorer, popularizer of science, journalist, and author of a dozen books and countless articles. Due to his overly sharp tongue, he's been sentenced to death or exiled by no fewer than 3 or 4 nations of Galarian. Every year, new rumors surface of his death, at the hands of some offended monarch or other. I've heard about you. You're a scientist and explorer, are you? Jubilus Northopal. Scientist, traveler, cartographer, journalist, lecturer, author of numerous books on popular science, almanacs, and breakthrough discoveries in half a dozen academic fields. And at one point I helped stop a millennium-long conspiracy of the First World demigod. But that's nothing. I've heard many rumors about your death. Jubilus shrugs in an empathic, dismissive way. These rumors never stop. I'm not a desk jockey, but a field researcher and a cartographer. I spend most of my time on the road, stopping only briefly to finish a paper or give a lecture. Every time the unknown of new mysterious land swallows me, my detractors jump at the chance to spread stories of my death. I've been credited with perishing in the depths of the Eye of Abingo. Or Bendigo? Meeting at the hands of the Whispering Tyrant when Lastwell fell, and many far less impressive deaths, such as being drowned by kobolds in a river, in a place not marked on any map. Hogwash. I do not imagine myself immortal, but so far I've been able to avoid meeting Pharasma. There's so much to learn about this world. Okay, let's load that actually. I kinda wanna make sure I get those knowledge checks smack in success. I guess I can just make a quick heroism check. We got plenty of heroism, so we can actually do that. This will just give us a +4 on our skill checks. But we'll speed through it. Alright, heard removed death. Jubilus' speech seems confident, and there's no reason to doubt his words. Yet he mentioned the fall of Lastwell as a well-known fact. But you know for certain this nation is alive and well. You just happen to be passing through so deep into Worldwound. What's bothering you? Of course, I didn't mean to say this happened by accident. Passing through simply means I do not intend to conduct extensive research or educational work here. Just make a few observations here and there. And what's wrong with your cars? Oh, I suppose I should have led with this. Sadly, my cart is stuck, and my assistants... Jubilus casts a peevish look at the 3 gnomes shuffling awkwardly nearby. As it turns out, are completely incapable of applying the most simple practical skills in fixing this blasted wagon. I would appreciate your help, Commander. All I need to do is attach the wheel, clear the road, and calm the poor bonies. The whirlwind causes them great stress. How do you know I'm the commander? I haven't introduced myself. Obviously, it's about my acumen. Surely you didn't expect a renowned scientist to be so ignorant as to not recognize the most significant historical figure of this region and era. Well, let's see what I can do. This is wonderful. And don't think me in a grateful lout. I'll be sure to mention your generosity in the article I'll write about this encounter. I'm going to take some notes, and you may get started on the repairs, Commander. Well, first let's calm the ponies. Because if they run off, then everything goes awry. The pony's eyes seem oddly intelligent. You get the uneasy feeling that the ponies are playing along with your attempts to calm them, chuckling to themselves. Still, they obediently stand where they're supposed to, ready to pull the cart. "A thought just occurred to me, Commander," says Jubilus, who barely pays attention to her attempts to repair his cart. "What do you think of your place in history? They say you publicly rejected both a goddess and a demon, and chose to follow your own path. That said, who hasn't dreamed of becoming a dragon at least once in their life?" "Perhaps my fate has been far from ordinary, but I'm satisfied with the path I've chosen, and the person I've become. And are those forced to follow you happy? Those who depend on you?" Jubilus adjusts his glasses. "Or are you one of those people who goes ahead without bothering to ask the opinion of others?" Then again, who am I to lecture one of the greatest figures of our time? Be on your way, and Desna will aid you. I'll just stand here by the side of the road and take some notes. Alright, let's next clear the way for the cart. Your efforts are not in vain. The pile of junk blocking the path had been swept aside. And now we fix the wheel. After 10 minutes of work and a little bit of ingenuity, the wheel slides back into place, none the worse for wear. That's it. I did what I could. What? Oh, yes. Well, I suppose I should be on my way. Unfortunate. Haven't yet satisfied my curiosity. But what can you do? Time waits for no one. I have a feeling there's something you're not telling me, Mr. Nosopal. There are some strange slips in your speech and demeanor. I must admit, acting is not one of my talents. I was hoping to casually run into you, and in a completely natural way, then ask a few questions, but it's tricky to appear natural when this chance encounter takes place in the middle of the world wound, and you come from the future. Jubilus pauses again for dramatic effects. Yes, exactly as I said. Some of my friends, many in number, but acting as one, can do the most curious things to time. I humbly asked them for an opportunity to meet the legendary commander of the Fifth Crusade in person. I desperately wanted to take a few notes on such a fateful figure in Galarian's history of my article of the Age of Lost Omens. I hope you're not angry about this small masquerade. Even if you are angry, I'm still satisfied. Best of luck to you. I hope you come by these parts again. My apologies, but 1,000 more discoveries await me. I can't stay in one place for too long, but I am glad to have met you. This conversation provided me with much food for thought. Farewell, Commander. Having already turned to his cart, Jubilus suddenly slaps himself in the forehead. I almost forgot. I was asked to give you this. Golden toad, okay. Well then. Okay, so we were told to be given a golden toad of some kind. Weird, but okay. We're given demon blood and another hide. For us, demon blood is useless. However, later on in the game, it's actually a... Well, if it weren't for us going the draconic path, it would actually hold more value to us, but, yeah, no, demon blood is, kind of important for another, mythic path. If it wasn't already obvious. But, yeah. Demons have a very unique path going for them, and that blood is always going to be useful to them. So we'll go here, and we will make our way down over to the Blooming Meadow. But before we enter, we are going to manage our armies here real quick. We've studied the unusual crystal, we've strengthened diplomatic connections. We can now enchant Baphomet's Fire if we so desire, which takes 5 days to resolve. But first, we do the logistics reform. We're going to hold off on enchanting Baphomet's Fire. Well, I guess technically we do need to enchant Baphomet's Fire, and there's no other diplomatic choices aside from maybe the parade, which increases finance points. Let's go do the Royal Parade. This can increase the value of resources, which is important for us early on. Yes, I could enchant Baphomet's Fire, but let's hold off on that. To the Blooming Meadow we go, which is where the next item on our list is. But yeah, I was told to be given that, which I'm not sure what the Golden Toad does. Give me a hot second. Okay, let's see. Alright, yeah. So, just so you guys are aware, the Golden Toad is pretty much just a, it's just a joke item. I just had to double check to be sure. Oh, hello. Alright, let's throw down another breath weapon here. Alright, let's see you guys warp in. Okay. Ow. Let's breath weapon it again. There we go. Another set of fire damage coming in. They're desperately trying to do damage to me to no avail. Back up a bit. And let's breath weapon all of these guys. There we go. That just leaves 3 of them. Hey. Let's focus on the rock here. Put back. And then we've got you. Trigger this, and then full attack. There we go. Hey, he gets stunned yet again, and we should be good to go. Done. Gather everything we can here. Okay, let's see. Okay, so a crown of angel blooms. Okay, a breath weapon here. Okay, that's another breath weapon there. There we go. Yeah, they are desperate to try and take me out, huh? Okay, nice try. Hey. We take some damage, but that's fine. There we go. Oh, we managed to instantly kill this guy, huh? Impressive. Okay, so far so good. Alright, here they come. Not a fan of the damage that we're taking, but that's fine. Five foot back. We'll just 5 foot step each time, just so we can heal properly. There we go. A nice juicy 135. Did not mean to do that, but whatever. Alright, well... done. Going through those. Okay, so far so good. We've got 2 more that we've got to take. Whoops, okay, that's another set of enemies, which we can easily deal with. Here they come. Oh, that guy just instantly nukes everybody here. Clap it back. How many attacks do we do? I am curious. Let's see. If we go into Martial, we've got 1 bite, 2 claws, a tail, and 2 wings. So that's 6 attacks. We do have a BAB of 32, so that's worth noting. Would I get more if I were to do my focus into claws? I don't know. I could try it, see how I fare. That does mean that we will suffer a -5 each attack, I think. But with our BAB so high, it's not that bad to consider. If I extend my claws as a natural effects that might help even farther. I don't know. Let's see. So we got 6 attacks versus... Okay, let's prioritize Claw here and see how that fares. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we do it this way. But we do suffer a -5 instead of the -2 if we do it this way. That said, I do think we still get... Yeah, we get 12 attacks versus the norm. So if I turn this off, this is only, what? 6. Okay. So it's actually better to keep this active because this will do an additional set of attacks. Oh god. Yeah, so I'm doing 12 attacks now. Okay, so I've just been I've been intentionally weakening myself because of this. That is my fault for not realizing the true extent of my powers can actually be extended farther by activating that. And this should be the last one. Okay, well, we've collected the angel blooms from the fringes of Iz, which is exactly what we did. And now we can teleport over and return the crown over. But of course, before we do, we've got to return back to home base, handle some edicts, and then we should be good to go. So, what we do here is we party teleport to Dresden. We shall enter Dresden proper, enter the Citadel, and we'll go from there. We can sell all of our loot that we've collected thus far, and we should be good to go. What we will need to do next, however, is we will need to go ahead and... Yeah, we've got a lot to do, so I'm just trying to run it through my head, but one thing at a time. One thing at a time is good enough. Knight Commander. A group of adventurers claim that a new portal to the Abyss has recently opened into World Wounds, and yet another Demon Lord is about to invade Golarion. I've prepared a detailed report on their case, but I thought you might want to ask them some questions. Let's examine the adventurers. From behind Aristone's back, a surly tiefling with thick stubble gives you a sullen look. His lips are pressed into a thin line, and his weary gaze combines bitterness and barely contained impatience. A gaunt gnome picks restlessly at his robes. Disobedient strands of brightly colored hair peck from under his wide brim of his hat, whose roots seem to have gone completely gray. And a slender girl stands aside from her companions, more closely resembling a doll than a living person. At first glance, her face seems emotionless, but a resolute expression belies that impression, and leaves you in no doubt that she has something to say. Alaska stands, head held high, and looks you in the eye. Tell me more about this portal. I'll tell you everything. The gnome takes a deep breath, gathering his thoughts. By a strange twist of fate, we learned that eons ago an ancient demon lord named Sithan shattered his soul into shards. Now he wishes to retrieve them in order to regain his strength, with a view to moving to a cozy new residence somewhere in Golarion. We also learned that it's possible that these shards and their power turn against their creator. Thank you. I will deal with this demon lord and his portal personally. Thank you for hearing our plea, Commander. I regret that I cannot assist you in finishing what we started, but I fear I may be more of a burden than an asset in my current state. Until recently, the dark legend of Sithid had been long forgotten. Let it be forgotten again. We've done all we can, Commander. Now it's up to you. If he gets free, there'll be no life left anywhere on Golarion. That's right. We've been through so much to reach you. You mustn't let that frozen monster crawl out of his hole. You're our only hope now. For all of Golarion. I will compile a detailed report on this visit and mark the location of the portal on your map, Commander.
Greetings, Commander. Today I come bearing good news, an invitation. Canabras is throwing a festival to celebrate the Crusaders, and you are the guest of honor.
What kind of festival?
I'm sure you remember how the Crusade started. Demons attacked Canabras, turning a celebration into a massacre and then laying waste to the city. Now Canabras has been rebuilt, and the demons suffer one defeat after another. And all this is thanks to you. The citizens wish to reclaim the celebration stolen from them, and from you, at the start of the war.
Wouldn't it be better to wait until after the war's ended?
You recently won a glorious victory at Iz. While the crusade is far from over, this still calls for a celebration. My advice is to allow yourself and your companions this brief respite. It will help you gather strength before the final battle.
If I go to the festival, who should I take?
Everyone, without a doubt. Each one of your companions has fought long and hard. It would be unfair to leave anyone behind.
I see. I'll be there. Thank you for the report.
Glad to be of service. Oh, and one more thing. This came with the invitation. I'm not sure what it means, but it looks like some sort of sign. I assume the other half is in the possession of someone who will be waiting for you in Canabras.
Anevia stays out of the conversation, but you cannot help but notice her satisfied smile. Seems she knows something about the coin.
That is all. Have an enjoyable break.
Gashmira looks the same as before, but far more weary. So it's true. The commander has returned from the dead. We heard all manner of rumors, but we did not know what to believe, so I came here myself to be sure it's true and not yet another trick of the demons. What's the news from Wintersun? I thought it would be time to heal Wintersun, but it hasn't been easy. People gradually returned to their lives, but the mere sights of their homeland brought back memories of the atrocities. This is why, when the demons returned, we didn't fight the way we should have. Yeah. What will you do now? We will leave in search of a better life. The place we call home, all these centuries, no longer accepts us. There are too many ghosts here, too many memories. I do not know where we'll go, but I will pray to the spirits that the new place will accept us. Farewell, Geshmira. Farewell, Commander. May the spirits watch over you. I hope our paths will cross again someday. Commander, glad to see you back with us. Captain Haradaman has barely changed since your last meeting, but his glare is now even heavier than before. His arms and face bear new scars. You arrived just in time. There is unrest within your forces once again. Fortunately, once you returned, so did the wary. They're turning the soldiers against you. I'm afraid we're dealing with an open mutiny. They're agitating the army to abandon Dresden and march on the threshold on their own. If we don't stop them, the outcome may be disastrous. Let's meet with the wary. I don't believe it will be hard to convince them that their plan is pure madness. We'll gather loyal officers and send them to speak with the soldiers, unarmed, with their arms, with an open heart. We'll convince them to turn their backs on those madmen and their mutiny. Mutinies must be suppressed with absolute severity. We surround all units engaged in a revolt, then we arrest and hang the agitators. Publicly. Behind every rebellious leader is a very angry second commander, who dreams of promotion. Who just hints at the fastest way to get us. And mutiny will fade away by itself, with the added benefit of refreshing our staff. These wary kept quiet while I was fighting Iz. Why are they making their move now? What they're doing while you were battling Iz, that I cannot say, but the events that followed your return have left many concerned. The Queen publicly supported your actions, but even that wasn't enough to convince your detractors. The armies are buzzing with the most ludicrous rumors. Some say you put a spell on Her Majesty. Others think you replaced her with a double, and that the real queen is being held in your dungeon. There's no end to the chatter. You also have a great deal of respect for Queen Galfrey, don't you? I'm a soldier. It's my duty to respect my superior. I hold you in high esteem as well. You catch nervous trembling in Haradaman's voice, particularly masked by his calm and relaxed tone. Let's discuss options in further detail. Stila, what's your plan? Even if there were any doubts before, it's perfectly clear now. The soldiers are not to blame for anything. They are being provoked by dishonorable officers. It'd be a crime to turn our loyal troops against them. We, those who give them orders, must convince them not with blades, but with words. We will appeal to their conscience and make them abandon this madness, no matter the inciters and their command are saying. Approaching the mutineers unarmed will be the definition of madness. I'm not even going to discuss this plan of source. And Regil, what of you? Our revolt should be nipped in the bud. We'll surround the mutinous detachments and publicly execute the wary, and all those convicted of instigation. If seditious tendencies persist, we do it again. The only way to ensure troops' loyalty. Fair point. The demons are struggling to exterminate our forces. Let's do them a favor and slaughter our soldiers ourselves. And Darren, your opinion? Behind the back of every disgruntled officer is a whole queue of aspirants eager to take their place, to get rid of the ringleaders of the wary. We won't even have to hire assassins. The promise of a promotion and a pay raise is all that will take for any second-in-command to do their duty, be it by dagger or a drop of poison. They'll make good officers, feared by allies and enemies alike. I know that the word honor means nothing to you. This idea is horrible, even to the most cynical perspective. What's the point of ridding ourselves of schemers and traitors if we're only going to replace them with other schemers and traitors? And murderers to boot. What of you, Captain Haradaman? I think their talks of self-directed march are a bluff. Lunatics would follow such a suicidal plan. We need to talk to the wary and ask them what they really want. Do not parley with mutineers. I'm pretty sure that we all know what they want. The same thing that anyone else does. Power and money. Let's just be playing into their hands at the wary if we sit down and talk with them as equals. I see. Okay, we can either go with the charismatic feat and give everybody a plus 15 to combat morale. We can go with the decimation, which gives us a plus 3 to combat morale when damaged. Or any unit in the army gains plus 3 to combat morale when damaged. We can give Darren, or we can go with Darren's option, which gives all enemy units suffer a minus 15 penalty to combat morale. We can negotiate with the wary, or we can do it our way, which all units gain a plus 1 bonus to combat morale each turn. I think going with Darren's option is probably the strongest, because affecting the enemy's morale is probably the best thing for us right now, because that means that enemies won't make it. Well, enemies will have trouble fighting against us, but persistent officers is probably the best choice in general. All units gain plus 1 bonus to combat morale each turn. This is good if we persist in battles, but eventually that is going to be useless to us, so we're better off on... No. Hmm. I mean, charismatic would give us bonus actions, so you know what? Yeah, let's go with Thiela's option. Thiela, we will reach out to the soldiers and appeal to their conscience. I'm sure that none of our officers will refuse to address the army. May the goddess help us bring those poor souls to their senses. I'll keep you up to date on how things unfold. As soon as there are any developments, I will reconvene the council. Apologies, Commander, but an ambassador of a certain nation demands to see you. A nation that we consider to be our ally, at least until they came up with an outrageous proposition we're about to discuss. The tall woman salutes you sharply. Isker greets you, Commander. My name is Narakor. My lord, Hendev VI, steward of Isker, bid me put myself at your disposal. Isker regards Mendev as a trusted and loyal ally, and our nation will not leave you in your hour of need. The war has brought chaos and anarchy into the lands of Mendev, and we stand ready to come to your aid. The Asgiri Expeditionary Corps is ready to assume control of Neurosian and the larger Mendevian cities to restore order and a central authority. But to avoid a diplomatic misunderstanding, we ask that you accept our help and allow us to cross Mendev's borders. Lady Kenobi cuts off the ambassador. Mendev is quite capable of dealing with its issues without external help. Commander, I must ask that you send your own forces to capital. Don't put the nation into the hands of foreigners. Belfry casts a searching look at the ambassador. I wish I could believe you, but this looks all too much like an attempt to steal my country under the pretext of rendering assistance. Saving Mendev benefits all nations of Avestan. So why does it have to be only one country that helps us? We'll ask all our neighbors to send us their trusted servants, who will resolve the crisis, and keep an eye on each other, preventing any temptation to exploit our lands and resources. So Theo gives the ambassador a soft but knowing smile. I am not particularly enamored with the idea of calling in outsiders to instill order into our country. Before I know it, I'll no longer be a count, and some disagreeable foreigner will be living my estate. I imagine other nobles will relate to these concerns, so why don't we ask them for help? These sneaky weasels thought they could get their mitts on our turf while we're out here fighting in this dump. Like hell they will. Once we're done with the war, we'll skim Mendev ourselves. Thank you very much. And if these unwelcome helpers show their faces, just say the word, Chief. The people will give them their pitchfork. The common folk love Isker, about as much as I love donating to charity. I'd like to hear from the ambassador first. As I can explain our strategy, provide our view on the current situation, and vouch for the honesty of our intentions. What made you think Mendev needed your help? My nation has suffered through grueling goblin wars, and I saw what they did to Isker. Right now, Mendev is worse off than my homeland was back then. The recent upheaval in the capital is just the first sign of the insurrection. Soon it will spark in the provinces. The city garrisons can't maintain order. The best people went to the front lines, and only the incompetent stayed behind. The populace is evading taxes and drafts, and future harvests are at risk. There'll be famine, then Arcany, and then Mendev will be no more. But we, Isker, remember the remaining honor. Our nation has agreed to support each other, and you didn't let Andoran rabble-rousers bring this friendship to ruin. We're willing to help. What do you gain from all this? I'm an officer, so I won't mince words with you. Your Abstan's shield. If you fall, the burden of this war will be ours to bear. Furthermore, we Iskiri believe in the necessity of order and discipline. Mendev's collapse will lead to chaos. It'll create new river kingdoms that will spread the plague that is anarchy. And therefore, Mendev must endure. For the good of all of us who are united in our adherence to order. And on what condition do you intend to assist us? A limited military contingent will take control of all major cities in Mendev. Sabotage and corruption will be eliminated. Authority over the respective territories will be given to a network of military security forces, subordinate to the headquarters of Iskiri's army in Nerusian. Naturally, the headquarters will cooperate with the Royal Council and act solely based on its approval. Once Nerusian is capable of keeping Mendev under control, we'll head back home. No demands or amenities will follow. 1 second. Alright, so I've got to wrap this up. So, I'm just going to quickly speed through this. Why do you need my permission? Follow the law, no matter no. Okay. Keep my curiosity. Yep. Thank you for this general officer. I've been on the throne for such a trusted shift. We all know that even the best rulers too often forsake honor for political advantage. Wanting to commander. Wanting commander again. Yeah, okay. Cancel. The seals option. Yeah, we just. I'm just gonna speed through this. I've got stuff to do, so yeah. Will me. What are your thoughts on this, Golfrey? Roosevelt certainly tempting had no exact, but must now help. Alright, I've heard enough. Let's see. We can either go with the Excellent Advisors, which gives command or generals 10 power. We can go with Darren's option, which recruitment growth for trainable units increases by 15% for each captured region. We can go with Woljif's option, which unlocks Mendevian Cavaliers, Merc units. They're excellent cavalry that deal with damage. And we can go with Lady Konomi's option. But we prevent ourselves from recruiting trainable units for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks pass, all trainable units gain the Best Sons of Mendev, which increases morale by 20%. We're probably gonna go with I don't know. Let's see. We either go with the insane boost to morale, or we go with Darren's option. Believe it or not, I'm actually probably going to go with the Darren's option. It seems an odd choice, but getting 15% for each captured region is ridiculously powerful. That's just insane recruitment growth. Darren, put a call out among the nobles to Mendev, and promise them a generous reward. There's one thing Mendevian nobility have in abundance, it's pride. They'll be outraged by the mere thought that some foreigners might take control of their lands. And if there are new estates on the conquered territories involved, well, why, they will be twice as vigorous in their efforts to save their homelands. Thank you for maintaining your faith in Mendev. Lady Konomi bows her head and says quietly, "We'll know soon whether or not this decision was prudent. Will Mendev survive this crisis, or is it doomed to fall? Once the outcome becomes apparent, I'll report to you immediately." Yep. And there we go. Okay. I've got to wrap things up for a little bit. I will be back in a few hours. I'm not sure how long specifically, but I'm going to try and keep this quick. But I digress. But yeah, I will wrap it up here for at least a little bit, and I will be back in a few hours, and yeah. See you guys in a few hours. Ultimately, a lot of stuff happened, but we'll worry about that in a bit. So, before we go any farther, I do believe we got a very special item. Let's go in... type in descending order, I guess. Here we go. The Elixir of Inconceivable Transmutations of Body and Soul and also Mind. You gain a +2 inherent bonus to all scores. Now, I'm not sure whether this stacks with the tome, so I will have to test that. Thankfully, I did save, so we do have that option available to us, but let's unpolymorph. Let's quickly equip the vial here. And whether we get a bonus across the board is hard to say. Our current statistics are 24, 36, 20, 16, 31, and 18. If it doesn't work, only our constitution should increase, but it's still a bonus all the same. Let's down it. And our statistics have increased again, because it is technically an alchemical bonus, now that I think about it, so... Okay, interesting. But yes, that potion is a permanent fixture, so that is going to give us a +2 across the board, which is a welcome addition. Not including our obvious Grand Mutagen, which is another thing entirely, but that's still another thing as well. So that's nice. Let's see. Grants the owner 3 slots for first level spells, 2 for second, 2 for third. We don't use Smite Evil. Don't really use wands to begin with. We'll go by type in descending order. That way we know what's more permanent and what isn't. Yeah, so these are all our wands that we don't need. One second. Alright, I'm back. Apologies for the delay. Let's see. Got Stinky Bomb, Sovereign Dragon, Sign House. Oh, this is a charged item. Huh. Every creature within a 5-foot range of the point where this flask lands must pass a fortitude save. On or become unconscious due to the smell for 1d3 rounds. That's ridiculous for what it is. It's also got a charge, so this is technically something you can use as many times as you want. Which is ridiculous. Once per day, you can use this to make all potions used by your party powered or maximized for 1 minute. So this is just a, something that boosts everything. Got a whole bunch of meta magic rods that we can utilize if need be. But the greater versions are probably gonna be like the gold for us. Aside from maybe Quicken. This slightly reduces abyssal corruption, so if you want that, there's that. Point of protections are good for damage reduction for a minute, which is welcome. Book of Dreams, I believe, is a summon thing. While the book is active, each time you use an ability that lets you summon multiple creatures, their number is increased by 1 year. It's typically a summon book. We're gonna go with the old Grimoire, I think, because that just increases our spell slots. Or the amount of spells that we can utilize in early levels. Or we could use a Pearl of Power, I guess. The Signet would also work for increasing a low-tier skill. We could use it to increase Knowledge World, I suppose, but yeah, we don't really need that. We should get something that's passive, though, much like everything else. But yeah, I'm gonna need a passive thing here. I guess the most passive would probably be Old Grimoire. Either that or the Lockpick Kit, but that's something for trickery, which we have an abundance of, so no. I'm gonna go with Old Grimoire, because that just seems like the most logical choice. Increases the amount of first level, second level, and third level spells that we get, so that's good. Alright. We got a lot of quests to cover, but I guess we'll start by talking with Manevia. Thanks for looking out for Beth. I was near tearing my hair out. I owe you one. Another one, I guess. Do you know what this is? Yes, I recognize the style. Manevia chuckles. Looks like a greeting from the Canopus chapter of the Eagle Watch. Whoever approaches you with the other half of the coin is one of us and can be trusted. Probably the head of the chapter, a tiefling called Rovus. Brilliant spy, and even more paranoid than me. Hard as that is to imagine. How's Urabeth doing? She's stubborn as a paladin. She just got back, and she's already raring to get back into the fight, but I'm not letting her out of my sight for now. Gonna be her shadow till she's old and gray. Anivia stomps her feet in mock fury, but her face is lit by a smile.
Let us be on.
Alright. Okay. Let's see if there's any, The young warrior intently watches her queen's every gesture. Her zeal is written on her aristocratic, pretty features. Commander, how may I be of service? Her voice is full of reverence. Who are you? Leia Linker, squire to Her Majesty Queen Galfrey. My queen has done me the great honor of accepting me into her inner circle and retinue. I haven't seen you around before. I joined the army after you departed from the Abyss, Commander. During the Iz expedition, fate brought me to fight at Her Majesty's side, and my queen, in her great benevolence, granted me the right to serve as her squire. And what have you done to earn the queen's favor? I think you should ask Her Majesty about that. haven't performed any great feats. Only my duty. When my last brother died, cut down my demon blade, I offered a prayer to Iomade and charged the abyssal monsters. I didn't call anyone to join me, but the troops still followed. It so happened that it turned into a counterattack and we drove the enemy back. It wasn't until later that I found out we'd cut through the demons surrounding Her Majesty's squad, so we saved her. But that was just what others say. Personally, I think the Queen didn't really need our help. Her embarrassment seems sincere. This naive soul must truly believe that she hasn't accomplished anything of note. How do you feel about Queen Golfrey? She's the greatest person I know. She answers passionately, without hesitation. I'm ready to die for her. One day, when you've grown a little wiser, you'll realize that even Golfrey is only human. I dare not disagree, Commander. She drops her head stubbornly, but you can tell your words have scratched the armor of her duration of Golfrey. Well, that's not what I was trying to go for. I was more so implying that... Whatever. Why should I justify myself? Let's see. Is there anything I want to deposit? I don't think there really is. Let's go by weight in descending order, I suppose. Ah, the very familiar golden toad. I can put these books away, I suppose. Got a whole bunch of daggers. And a whole bunch of angel bloom. I could rest, but there's no reason to right now. Besides, I think next stream I'm probably going to start the respec, but we'll see how things go. We are still only level 30, but that's only going to increase, I wager. We're going to go to the streets, because we are going to need to sell our goods over in the merchant stalls, I believe. And there is sure to be something that we can purchase or procure that's going to help us. Anything goes, really. Named goods we keep. Anything unnamed, we leave alone. Hello, Miomir. Are you fully healed? Did your research bear any fruits? Secrets of Druids. Alright. Alright. But, for our troubles, we get, some research.
March on.
Is there anything here? Hello, Captain Dudon. You seemed nervous when we were discussing the attack on Storm Peaks. What's the matter? Okay. Tell me about that day. Are you tormented with guilt? Why did you stay in the army after that? Thanks for telling me this. Alright. There's probably a whole slew of people around that I can talk with, but let's go through each one at a time. Gotta love that illustrious glow of a gold dragon.
Let us be off.
Okay, Arcane Weaver. We'll talk with you because we'll go by price in descending order, I guess. Okay. We'll go by price in the ascending order, I guess. Keep Finian. Warhammers, Earthbreakers, daggers. Heavy crossbows. Javelins, light crossbows, corrosive spears, long spear, unholy long spear, unholy long sword, scimitar, short swords, keen glaive, +5 composite longbow. Yeah, we'll sell it. Sabamelek's spine. Oh god. Okay. Just going through each armor type just to see if there's anything special that we can grab that we kind of like. I don't think there really is anything that we see worth grabbing. Real guards barding. We'll go, yep, price in descending order. We don't want weapons, really. But there is various types that we can potentially procure. If we have lawful alignment, we gain +2 against chaotic enemies if we wear the robe of order, which is not what we want. Okay, let's see. I think that'll have to do. We don't really need the Pearls of Power, do we? That'll get us a whole bunch of coin. And the rest we'll keep. Well, let's go by weight in descending order here. Don't need +2 cloaks. Keep those. Keep the +4s. We don't need the +5s because we got. Well, we'll sell the +4s at least. These are 7 headbands of inspired wisdom. With +6. Yeah, we'll keep those. But we can ditch the +1s and we can ditch the +4s, I guess, because we got 6 and 5s now. Belts of physical perfection +4. Well, I guess we don't need the physical form or the other belts, because physical perfection is just the best. So we'll sell these, we can sell these. Well, actually, we keep the... Well, no, we actually don't. +6, yeah. No, we can sell those. Keep the venerated champion, so... And going by weight and descending order, I guess we bulk sell everything that's trash. That's 11 pounds, 9. 33. Yeah, I got a whole bunch of potions, but we'll keep those. How about jewelry? You got anything? Price of descending order. Yeah, nothing really sticks here, so I guess we just leave it at that.
Let's move.
I guess we could talk with Wilser, see if he's got anything. I don't think he would, but, let's see. Yeah, nothing really sticks out here, so I'm going to assume we are perfectly fine. How about Wooljip? I think Wooljip has, plenty. Let's see. Show me what you can get. +15 on stealth checks, as well as +4 on reflex saves. That's assuming we wear the armor and want to go stealth. Eh. Yeah, nothing really sticks out, so yeah, we leave it at that. Alright, journal, let's see. I guess we're done with the majority, we just need to, get a whole... We need to get moving now. Moving schmoovin'. Let's go, see about turning in that draconic quest, then. It's time. That should bring us to our next draconic mythic rank. I want to say, but I'm not 100% certain. So we just have to wing it, and that is the case. But if it's not, then so be it. We'll just have to live with the situation at hand and go from there. But I am confident that that is what we need to do next. Alright. We are going to make a march over to Canabris. We're going to prioritize Canabris first, specifically. But, yeah. Let's see. Alright, Darren. Secrets of the Druids. Order of the Flaming Lance passed on to Commander the notebook that belonged to Miamir. The scrawl it contains is barely legible. However, a cleric who has studied it suggested Miamir has been writing down secrets revealed to her, while communicating with the undead druids, of course. Complete transcription will take time and effort, but who knows how useful those secrets the sorceress might be. But energy point income would definitely increase as a result of this, which is always welcome. And we'll go from there. We'll close out this. We're probably going to go to... yeah, we'll go to the... not recruitment, but we'll go over to the army tab here. Okay. We're going to have this army move over. Going to give each of these guys their respective numbers. Chief Agaboya has reached more power as a result of this, which is always welcome. Alright. And then, of course, this group is going to... Alright, so this is Hedge Knights, Houndmasters, and Rangers. I think we wanted Defensive B to have this. No, it's Defensive A that was supposed to get it. Okay, we'll merge those guys in. The Hedge Knights are not the champions, but they are stronger, if only less of them in the group. If I swap them over, and I've got to decide, am I keeping Rangers or am I keeping Marksmen? I prefer the Rangers. Well, no, the Marksmen have more damage outputs. The Rangers are more survivable. Oh, I've been muted this entire time. I apologize. It's hard to tell whether I'm muted or not. But, yeah. Oof. That's a bit of a hurt there, but that's fine. Let's see. Fireball. Fireball will clear these 2 units easily, so we do that. There we go. Let's wait here. I could attack the Baylors, but we're actually going to hold off here. And we want the casters to prioritize duking these guys down. And there we go. That trap that was supposed to happen, miserable. There we go. Okay, and as a result, we get some assassins, we get some headhunters, and spearmen. The assassins aren't really that amazing, but they will be provided to our offensive units. A marked rock. Okay, well, there's nothing here, but we can get some upgrades here, I suppose. Reinforcements that came from Canabras and ran into a demonic blockade have turned out to be bait. Yep. But we managed to do it. Despite all his trickery, Kors Medeh was once again defeated by the commander. The path to Dresden is now clear, and news of the heroic battle is on everyone's lips in Mendev and in the Abyss. And then, of course, we got the stage play. We will handle that in a bit. Oh, right. We are also going to get a gold dragon from this. This is actually going to scale really crazily if we add them to one of our armies. So that's going to be fun. All right, let's keep moving. I failed to sneak past another set of enemies. I'm kind of surprised I keep failing. Alrighty. I guess they're not expecting a full-on dragon to be coming up to their doorstep, are they? Well, whatever the case, they only have themselves to blame for being in the warpath that is my battle strategy. Alrighty. Let's keep going. We are entering the location. No question about it. Let's get moving. Okay, there's the old city gates, which is where the festival's at, but we do not want to go there. We're actually going to intentionally ignore the festival. I want to hold off on that for now, because that is some DLC stuff that I want to leave until the very end, when things have calmed down across the border. As it stands, there's just too much shenanigans going on. Alright. Let's go deal with the various people here. Starting with the carefree girl. Let's save here. Here, I think these are the right flowers. Yes, you found them. Thank you. Now I'll have the best crown and all the other girls will be so jealous. Oh, they're so beautiful. Even demons can't ruin angel blooms. I have a riddle for you. What is stronger than gods, devils, and demon lords? Hope. Figured it out. How clever. That's the right answer. Hope is like angel blooms. You can find it even in the most terrible places. These flowers survive in places where nothing else can grow. And hope is the same way. Even if someone is very bad, there's always hope they'll become nice one day. There's always a chance that goodness will sprout in their hearts. Here you go, philosopher. Here's the book you wanted. The old man squints at the cover, nearsightedly. He flicks through the few pages. Yes, this is the one. Oh, you found it. This is superb. Here, look. A large number of angels can dance a single ray of the sun, and this number should be multiplied by 3 during forest. I can't wait to look at Orivo's face. You may think this is all nonsense, and the book is worth reading, but you'd be wrong. Almister may have been eccentric, but he had a truly magnificent mind. Not all of his works had been deciphered yet, but this one leaves no room for doubts. Look right here. After the plot about the angels, this brilliant scholar just casually jotted down a recipe for an incredibly powerful healing potion, and then went back to contemplating lofty ideas. Such genius of intellect. He was truly one of a kind. No matter how strange the person may seem, you should never dismiss their intelligence, kindness, or wisdom. You never know what you'll learn if you simply look and listen. Don't be hasty. There's always time to stop, investigate things further, and contemplate everything thoroughly. Then, and only then, will you draw the right conclusions. That's the basis of this scientific approach. That is how you gain true knowledge instead of simply scratching the surface. Now, before you leave, here's a little brain exercise for you. What do knowledge and a sip of water have in common? Well, both can save someone's life. How very true. I couldn't have answered it better than myself. It only takes a small sip of water to save someone who's dying thirst. And a book that seems useless may actually save many lives. A wonderful answer. I'm genuinely grateful for your help. And finally, the lady in distress. I brought you your cheese. Oh, I see. You didn't know which cheese to bring, so you decided to bring the whole creamery. The woman takes the wheel of cheese and sniffs it. Yes, that's it. That's the smell. Look at its thick, solid rind. See the brand here? A mere galloping beneath the stars? That's the brand of the Windstep clan. There are hardly any of them left now. Their graves have been lost to time, and their memory forgotten, but at least you have brought me this small remembrance of them. For that I'm so grateful. There were master craftsmen and artisans among them, but they say that the greatest of all was Rupter the White, a cheesemaker. He was not a warrior, mage, or priest, yet his fame spread all across Galarian. I remember him sitting there, smoking his pipe, and he watched the mayors graze on the emerald grass beneath the endless blue skies. And even in the darkest lands, anyone who had the smallest taste of his cheese would feel as if they were in the field on that calm and sunny day. Their soul would find joy in existence. Don't go just yet. I wanted to ask you something. When my grandfather gave me this cheese, he would also ask me a riddle. You need salt to make cheese. It preserves the cheese, but it also gives it flavor. What is Galarian salt? What allows us to exist here and makes our lives worth living? I personally believe it to be wisdom. Wisdom does add flavor to life, but you can live without it. Your answer is wrong, but do not feel bad. This riddle isn't as important as the cheese you delivered. The real answer is the common folk. Wars come and go, but farmers have been plowing their fields since time immemorial. Spinners and weavers, cheesemakers and woodcutters, horse herds and blacksmiths. The world as we know it would not exist without the common folk. There's no more Rupter the White, no more fields of grain, only a scorched waste. I'll share this cheese with the Socorans who live here in Canabras. Together we'll remember what we lost. Warriors are not the only ones worth remembering. If we forget Socorus, as it was during the times of peace, we'll forget what it is we are fighting for now. And with that, we can talk with Hal. Halosax smiles at you. Well, child, how goes your studies? I helped everyone I could find. Ready for the next lesson. Patience, patience, child. I'm pleased with your progress. You overcame your pride and fulfilled the strange, nonsensical requests of strangers. These things might have seemed foolish to you, but they were important to those who sought them. I think the spirit of the gold dragon is strong with me. My comrades would like to say a few words. I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Thank you for asking me to do this, Halisax. I never thought myself helping a warm blood become a dragon. And I played my role well, didn't I? I was spectacular. You're overacting, Tvanos. I could tell that you were putting on a performance. I know copper dragons love a good joke, but Halisax asked us to test a commander without arousing suspicion. His plan could have failed because of you. Typical Osmandrus. Can't go a year without criticizing someone. I'm surprised Halisax asked you to help. I bet you pointed out all the flaws in his plan, too. After all, no warm blood has ever become a dragon before. God, there's so many dragons. Oh no. Halisax Cruises Spirits. Divandus. Ogmandus. Nilian. Thank you for your assistance. But I do wish that you would put aside your non-stop bickering just for a moment. Stein can't get a word in edgeways. Must be Aspu rewarding me for my faithful service. Well, so you're dragons too. Why did you decide to get involved? Halisax, our dear friend, he told us about you, and we were intrigued. Your situation is highly unusual. Truth be told, I didn't expect much out of this little exercise, I just thought it would be entertaining. The way to stave off boredom. But you've exceeded all my expectations. It truly has been an honor to meet a warm-blooded creature with the soul of a dragon. It must be Aspu rewarding me for my faithful service. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh wait, you're serious? Your words would be called blasphemy if we didn't know that it was just naivety. Trust me, Aspu does not give out such rewards to neither mortals nor dragons. Everything that you've accomplished is your own work. Aspu is undoubtedly glad to see it. You should not shift responsibility to him for what you did yourself. So how did I do? Did I pass the test? Your performance was satisfactory. You passed a test that many dragons would have failed. I can assure you that some dragons would not have understood the point of our requests, but you've shown humility and a commendable desire to help others. Please, accept the potion that was created from the recipe in the book you saved. Your concern, it seems sincere, and I like to believe that your kindness was genuine. As a silver dragon, I believe kindness and sincerity are of the utmost importance. However, it's not the soul that just needs to be nourished. You must also sustain your body. Here is a slice of Master Rupter's cheese. You should try some the next time you make camp. Just remember to eat it slowly. Savor its flavor. and be grateful. Oh, you did such a great job. I would have loved to give you even more errands. I'm happy for you, Dragon. Oh, by the way, here's the angel bloom crown. I actually made a wreath from the flowers. I'm not very good at riddles, however. Does this mean I failed? Not at all. You're just learning. Besides, actions speak louder than words. It's not what you say that matters, it's what you do. Good intentions are a matter of the heart. Sometimes the noblest sentiments cannot truly be expressed in words. The soul of a dragon will always find its right path. Trust me. And what is the next lesson? This is going to be more of a request than a lesson. I'm about to send you somewhere that will enrich your soul and mind. Deep within the wound, a sacred egg is hidden in the caves known as Dragon Burial Grounds. The child inside that egg is the last of the divine dragons. His name is Jarsax Almithir. The legends say that Jarsax will become even more powerful than Aspu. Once he hatches, he will change the world forever. For centuries, the Metallic Dragons have protected the egg from chromatic dragons. The Silver Dragons wanted to make sure that no one would steal the sacred child, so they appointed a guardian to look after Jarsax, Hokugal Rusia. That was 2,000 years ago, and I'm starting to worry. Please go pay Hokugal a visit. We haven't heard him in a long time. Don't worry, he'll recognize the gold dragon within you, and if you win his trust, he will... Oh, 1 second. Alright, there we go. And if you win his trust, he will let you see the resting place of the sacred child. They say that he can reach out through his dreams and bless the souls of other dragons. Who knows? Perhaps you will be blessed, and if not, well, I'm sure your conversation with Hokugal will still prove beneficial. There's much he can teach you. The Dragon Burial Ground. I know of that place. An archaeologist by the name of Lathamus the Antithecarian asked me to escort him there. An archaeologist? Strangers and outsiders should not be snooping around the Dragon Burial Ground. If the alarm bell did not ring, then he must not pose a threat. But still, if that man is there when you return, please ask him to leave. The sacred child should not be disturbed. Who is his parents? They are the creators, the first dragons. They created many of the gods you are familiar with. Of course, many of the gods have also been destroyed by the fierce dragon Dahak, the firstborn of creation. However, by some miracle, Jarsax managed to survive. Now he's hidden here, on Galarian. Perhaps the poor child refuses to hatch because he's afraid of Dahak. Even the protection of the Guardian may not be enough to make him feel safe. I will go there now, then. Safe travels. I hope you return with good tidings. Nope. But, yeah. For our troubles, we get a nice few things. We get a potion of cure serious wounds. We'll go by, most recent. Newest to oldest. We got a potion of cure critical wounds because of it. We got the Angel Bloom Crown, which allows you to cast Archon's Aura as a 20th level cleric 3 times a day, which is an insanely powerful buff. And what is the last thing? We get the Wheel of Blue Cheese. So if we eat this, this is probably going to give us something. I'm not sure what, though. So give me a hot second while I check. Let's see. Let me check to see. Wheel blue cheese. it seems like nobody knows how the wheel of blue cheese is meant to work. So I guess we're gonna have to figure that out. So that'll be fun. What I'll do is I'll probably use it just before we go to save the new dragon that is supposed to be hatching, but we'll go from there. We'll have to see. Alright. So I'm going to minimize that, and we've got the Old City Gates, Neolome, Worm's Mansion. I mean, I could do Camillia's thing, but I'm actually going to hold off, much like the Old City Gates. There's plenty of stuff that we got to do anyway, so yeah. Alright. Let's head out. Alright, I believe I said I was going to go to the Morbid Ridge next, so we are going to go there. We didn't manage to get any mythical upgrades, so I am actually just going to quickly buff up our offensive unit here. Actually, before I do, let's see if I can't get that gold dragon in. Yeah, the gold dragon comes next. Mysterious poison. Several soldiers returned from the battlefield poisoned. The alchemists claimed that their bodies contained a unique poison. It must be extracted along with the blood because the poison would be ruined after the person's death. The healers, however, are asking the commander to give the victims a chance to be saved. Well, we can either extract the poison and give the generals the poison ability. Poison 1. Units melee attacks poison to target, dealing additional power times power plus 5d6, and applying a -1 penalty con. Or we can treat the soldiers, which is just a good choice. I think in this instance, we take the hit to morale, and we go with the extraction. Yes, it does mean that we do an evil action, but I think we can afford that, if only because we'll get the poison ability. But, all generals gain 1 level of the poison ability. Target unit gains the poison feat. Give me a sec while I check that. Hold on. Let's see. Poison for generals. You know what? Yeah, no, let's just take it because we can. Why not? Alright, let's do this. We're extracting the poison. The alchemists learned how to use the poison after extracting it at the cost of the warriors' lives. The elder soldiers grieve for their comrades' fate. It's a grim choice, but we have the morale to make it happen, so why not? Do I regret doing it? Just a little bit, but target units gain the poison feat is really nice. It's a small addition among the many. Besides, we can recouple our morale with relative ease, I would wager. Alright, defensive A. I mean, we could have defensive A move in instead. They do have a lot of Hound Masters, but... Alright, let's go into here. Offensive. We're going to have them charge into this demon army here. We will save here. Can I handle this demon army? I would figure I could. So let's go in. In we go. Alrighty. If we huck a fireball, that'll deal with a lot of enemies here, so we're going to do that. Okay, we activate the rage here. And we're just going to whittle down the bow here. Just get these guys weak. That's good enough for me. We're going to distract the Merilith with our warrior here. Oh, there we go. I mean, if we move here, then they won't be able to get at our these guys. We can nuke down the Merilith specifically, or we can kamikaze the majority here. I think we dragon up here, actually. It's an odd choice, but it's necessary. We are then going to... These guys are probably the worst defenders, but we want to deal with the... Yeah, let's deal with the 55 here. Here we go, that's one. Okay. Alright, I will have this guy move here. We will then disintegrate these guys. There we go. Prioritize the 57. Guarantee the kill here. Riddle this guy with pain. And I guess we deal with the 38 here. And then deal with 33. And there we go. Problem resolved. GG. Another set of mooks dealt with. We level up, I would wager. So that's nice. Alright. We can quickly level her up, and let's see. We can either go with Finger of Death, which deals power times power plus 5, multiplied by 3d6 negative energy. I could heal. I could channel negative energy. Or I could do Firestorm. I think Firestorm is arguably the scariest yet most powerful lot of the lots. But we can go with quite literally anything. Finger of Death is targeted. This is everybody within a general vicinity, which is ridiculously powerful. Power times power plus 5d10. What is our current power? We've got a 60 currently. So 60 times 60 plus 5. So 65d10 fire damage. And this is a 3d6, so this is at minimum 3, at maximum 18 to a single unit. Versus heal. We already got a Cure Wounds, which is just as good. Heal just does 3d6. And Channel Negative Energy, while it's cheaper, we don't have dead units, so this wouldn't actually help us in the slightest. Oh, no, wait, hold on. It deals that damage all living enemy units. Oh, I see. It also restores HP to undead units, which, not as good. I'm gonna go with the Firestorm because it does some ridiculous damage. But, yeah. This is going to get some... This is gonna get chaotic real quick. I guess we'll start with this group here, because I should be able to nuke these guys immediately with a 40. I kind of want to test the theoretical limits real quick. Let's see. I'm very curious. Alright. Oh, right. I can also, change these, can't I? I mean, we could do this, though. But I don't think that's the wise choice right now, so I'm gonna start by, setting some things up. I mean, dealing with the Rift Drakes would be the ideal choice. We can also summon Rift Drakes, so we have options. Although, if I had to wager a guess, we're going to be in for a World of Hurt in a moment, so this is not going to be fun. Yeah, here it comes. Yeah, we are not in a position to fight that, actually, so we're actually going to load this previous one because we forgot to save, and yeah, go from there. I think the AoE of death is actually better. So we won't actually heal, but we'll still do negative energy to everything, which is arguably better. Alright, anyways. Nuke these guys. I mean, let's just nuke the, one here. Let's just do this. Okay. We'll do a fireball across here. Clear these guys. Here we go, and that just leaves you. And in which case, there you go. And then we just guarantee with kill here. There we go. Done. Alright. So I'm not a fan of the, that fire spell, as much as it does look amazing. The energy costs are just a bit too ridiculous. But, yeah, let's see. I mean, worst case, if we need a different element other than fire, this is probably the way to go. I mean, we get bonuses from arcane and divine magic, so yeah, let's channel negative energy. Boo. This army is a bit too difficult due to its numbers. This army might be a bit more realistic, so we are going to save here. And we will engage down here. We'll see how we fare. Alright. This targets every living enemy unit. So this is basically no different from casting Scorching Ray, but against everybody within range. So let's just do this. Let's see how it works. There we go. Nukes most everybody here. Let's guarantee taking out the axe throwers here. Start with these guys. We'll then throw an assassin over here to deal with these guys. Shank. Okay. There goes our units there. And we can make it cheap by casting this multiple times, or we can just launch shots in. This guy is going to close the distance, so we should definitely at least do this. Take out the axe throwers now. And then we don't have to worry about these guys. There we go. Okay. Well, you've only just dealt your death, because these axe throwers are dangerous. Alright, there we go. Get all of our assassins back, and of course the few axe throwers that we did lose. The power of hospitals does really well here. We get the breastplate of the Tireless Warrior. Grants us immunity to fatigue and exhaustion, which we don't really need, but it's still there. Alright, offensive B. Well done. I guess we could have you go over here to get the material resources as well. So we're going to save here and have you go over here. Another demon army to take out, I'm sure, is what I would say if that weren't the case. We will assign a general. We've got enough to purchase a new one. We're definitely going to go with Sir Tector, I'm thinking, because that will get us Master of Maneuver. Yeah, no, let's go with Sir Tector. Yep. He will be defensive C. He will cover the defensive of the upper region for a while. At least until I've decided what to do with it proper. Let's see. These have 81. These have 189. These have 432. We're gonna go swap these out. There we go. We'll have defensive unit C basically take cover here for now. They're basically a quasi last line of defense, if you will. There we go. Anybody we can recruit now? Not really, but we can technically recruit more shield bearers and more druids if we so desire. But we're not going to do that. Alright, let's close out of this. We basically moved everyone as much as we possibly can. We can't go to the Morbid Ridge, so... I mean, we can, it's just going to take a while, and... let's see. I mean, now would be a good time as any to do it. It's going to be a long walk, but it needs to be done, so... Well, actually, no. Why don't I just teleport here and just skip the, skip travel? I'm doing it dumb. So yeah, I'll teleport and then go over there. Oh right, then it's gotta go on cooldown, don't it? Damn. Well, it was gonna happen anyway, so I guess bugger it. Let's just breath weapon these guys. Alright, you coming in? GG. Getting like 30, 40 experience with each one. Then again, we are dragons, so we're not really hiding hard. But yes, no, if I were to teleport here... if we go to the heart... Let's see. This is the Lands of Yath Watch. So we teleport there. It's going to take us 11 hours anyways to get there, so there you go. Oh. Let's see what we got here. The wounded dragon has been healed. We gain 1 gold dragon for our troubles, and we get 3,000 leadership. Siegel's plans worked. Chained by hearing the words of the commander's loyal officers, the soldiers willingly turned in the instigators, restoring the army's obedience. We can strengthen the chain of command. We need to strengthen diplomatic... yeah, we need to strengthen diplomacy now. But we can worry about that later. For now, we go to a campaign here. And we get the Gold Dragon, which we are going to pick up with our group here. We got Bronze Dragons, Copper Dragons. We are going to swap out her and get another dragon as part of this retinue here. So yeah, this is a massive army, to say the least. And what we do next is we call to arms here. There we go. We get some more bronze dragons. We get some more copper dragons, and we get some gold dragons. So the gold dragons go from 1 to 3, which is ridiculous. But now, I don't see anybody here just yet, but there should be some sort of group hiding away, I wager. Before we go any further, though, I am going to open up this warden here. So that way we can upgrade it real quick. Alright. First, we do the inn, and then supply center. And then we choose one of these. I think we're gonna go with the Spellcaster's Lodge? No, let's go with the archery range again. And we'll even throw in a barracks? No, not barracks. If we throw in a stables, we'll get more Crusaders, I think. So we're actually going to throw into stables. This will just give more recruitments where we need it. So there you go. And hey, dragons. So even if we don't like what we get, we can always just rely on those. Alright. Anyways, back to the campaign. Got offensive B is fine. Okay, this Crusader army is going to be making its way over here. Let's see what each group has. Defensive, 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 defensive. Okay, so this... Well, I guess we got the... Yeah, we got the spellcasters now, which we can start moving over. We're going to split the assassins off from this group. We're going to have this group meet up with this group here. And then we're going to have this assassin troop go and join our offensive. So we're going to have them start marching across. The defense here, we can actually start getting them moving because we've got more numbers for our recruits. So that should help things. Defensive B is also an option. I think it's high time we start moving them forward, getting them into a better position. The more we secure, the better, after all. And we still got to weaken down this demon army. The problem is this is just a swarm, which is not really great against good for us. Really not a fan of the swarm. Really not. And it also doesn't help that these guys are also a swarm, but they're cultists of said swarm. But the resources there are really nice, though. We just lack the means to actually combat them properly. How about you? Can you take out some demon armies here? There are some that are down here that we could potentially take out. There's also the few armies up here that we could potentially send you at. Yeah, it's fine. We'll send you over here. I'm not sure whether this will work in our favor, but we can certainly give it a shot. Worst case, we'll just let it be. Alright, let's engage. Probably gonna fail here, but we can certainly try to see how things go. At the very least, the wolves will be a good distraction. Okay. Units, melee attacks, poison to target, dealing additional power times power plus 5. D6, physical damage. This could do some ridiculous things, I suppose. I mean, let's start summoning dragons, I guess. That's the next best thing I can think of, right? The Gallo can move. Yeah, these guys can move. Okay, not a fan of that. You know, I had a feeling this was going to be the case. I wonder. Let's try this. Poison. Okay, yeah, no, that doesn't work. Alright, let's not engage that, so... the woe of dealing with enemies like this, it's just... they're just ridiculously powerful. We need to build up our forces, that's just an inevitable situation. Okay, campaign. Let's see. Offensive B, I suppose, can get moving. I guess we'll have them take out this dragon army here. I think we can take them out. We could also potentially take out these guys. But the daily income comes first. Yeah, first the bit here. Clear out the enemy, secure the stranglehold. Let's see. If we do this... Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Fallen Dragon. Okay. I guess we do channel negative energy here. There we go. Hey, we can get one kill here. Or that. Okay, we get lucky with the 2. That's nice. That was easy. I thought this was going to take a lot longer, but I guess not. Nice. Alright, daily endpoint increase. That is yet another level. We're going to go Master Maneuvers 2 here. This is going to increase our size of the army. And we can call lightning now. Okay, cool. We now have room for 1 more unit, so that's nice. We'll have to call that unit later, but for now we should be fine. Let's engage this army. I'm confident that we should be able to win even without a save state. Because, well, that's just how we're built. We built different. Okay, Ash Giants. I believe these are living, aren't they? Yeah, they are living. So, just channel negative energy. Let's first deal with the Galu, because they're gonna try and stun us. I will wait. And hold turn here. Oh, they're gonna start throwing rocks. Oh, lovely. There goes our assassins. We'll deal with these guys, because these salamanders honestly don't worry me as much. Okay. Oh no. I mean, channel negative energy is the way to go, but, yeah, no, we have to channel negative energy here. This just deals enough to, whittle them down. And then we whittle down the Ash Giants here. As much as we possibly can. The less we suffer, the better. Here we go. Okay, this guy's gonna throw more rocks at this guy. Thankfully, the wounds aren't that bad, but, yeah, channel negative energy here. There we go. This is going to, at the very least, get us to a point where we can actually heal our units here, and we'll be fine. If we use Cure Wounds, we can heal up to 40 to 80. If we use Breath of Life, we can heal up to 80 to 81. I'm going to go with the Cure Wounds because that's cheaper here. There we go. We get the 81. And then we can just start wailing on these guys, get rid of them. And I guess we'll start throwing pet drakes into the mix. There we go. And because of the drakes, we are actually distracting him. So there you go. We can summon yet another drake. And, well, you know how it goes. As they desperately try to take us out, but, to no avail. There we go. Easy peasy. I was gonna go do the goblins today, but I don't think that's gonna be realistically a viable option for us now. So you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do, assuming I haven't moved in a into position. Let's exit out of the combat map for a moment. Okay, no, we are going to the Morbid Ridge. Okay. In that case, I guess what we'll do is we clean up this area here a little bit. Still got the Necromancer's Grove. Have we actually buffed that up? I don't think we have, but I could be wrong. Either which way, if we have, then there you go. There you go, yeah. I have been on top of management, so I suppose it makes sense. It's a little brighter than I expected, the map. But that's good. It's probably due to the fact that we're cleansing so much of the world wound in such a short period of time. They probably aren't expecting this. Okay, offensive. we're actually going to retreat back a little with Offensive B. We want to actually go over to this demon army next and deal with these guys. We're going to save here because we've made some significant progress. But after this battle, I think we are probably going to wrap it up here. We won't be dealing with the goblins today, but next stream we probably will. But who knows when that's going to happen, so I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. Alright. On to the battle. Let's see. What are they going to do? Okay. Terry Dimadads are nasty little blighters. Alright. We can call lightning on enemies, which is equally good. Won't affect those guys. But I can affect everybody here with a channel negative energy blast, if I wish. I could also have it to where I affect one of my... I could have it where my assassins get the poison 1 feat, where we deal power times power plus 5d6 physical damage to an enemy. And technically, poison is... Yeah, it can only affect living units. Now, I'm not sure whether that will work or not, but it is an option. We're going to go channel negative energy, though. That's just a stable choice for us. Let's see, we're going to go with the Terry Dimmadans. Alright, there we go. We can execute 5 of these guys with ease, so we're going to do that. Kaboom. And then we'll go in with the enemies here. Okay. Let's not waste too much mana. We're going to start summoning Rift Rakes here. We'll deal with the Demodons first. Okay, there we go. We'll send in our units here. And we'll send in the Dragon. There we go. The Assassins we want to warp out for a moment. Alright, the dragon is now focused. We are then going to give our assassin some poison. This way we do a ton of damage here. Do that. And if we attack them with the poison, that does some serious damage, as you can probably tell. The power of poison goes hard. And I do believe that we can cast this every single time. Can this apply again? It can indeed. Which makes it even more ridiculous. God, that's ridiculous. Alright, we get some points there. And there we go. Okay, this Crusader army is fine. This is fine. Defensive C is good. Yeah. And when we do eventually start, you know, getting even more power, then all power to us. I digress. The general provides 4 bonus to combat morale for all units in their army for every 20k finance points. 20,000 2k material points, and 8k energy points available in treasury. So yeah, the more in our treasury, the stronger our morale. Which is a pretty interesting thing to think about. How's our statistics looking? We're within upgrade materials, so there you go. Alright. But with that, we've got a plethora of stuff. We got to go to the Dragon Burial Mound, so that'll be nice. That's probably where we're going to get our new Mythic rank, so that'll be a fun thing, to be sure. But I digress. Gonna march over to Morbid Ridge here. And this is where I'm going to wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream all the same. We've managed to do quite a bit for today. Mainly just doing the Draconic quest. And yeah, next stream we're going to be dealing with some goblins. So that'll be fun. And after that, I'm probably going to immediately go to Dragon Burial Grounds, because you'll get some serious boons if you go help deal with that, so yeah, I'm going to wrap it up here. I hope you guys enjoyed today's stream. I know I did. And I will see you guys next stream. Take care, everybody, and have a good day.